I was also asked to sort of also do a little bit of a summary of the day. Are you still with me? Are you still at energy? Yes. You still want to listen to this? All right. I thought I would, I've been pregnant for the past 2 years. I've been pregnant, ladies and mostly ladies and gentlemen, and tomorrow I'm giving birth. I'm giving birth to my baby tomorrow. It's a framework that I use to summarize a lot of things about how we can, challenge the way things are to get to a better place. And one of the places where we are now in Women in Tech is something that I would like to see change. I've been very fortunate, for the past 3 years. I've performed in over 300 events in Finland. I'm the most sold business speaker in Finland right now. It's an amazing thing. Yeah, I really have to pinch myself. But I got a lot of insight because I said a third of these companies are tech companies. A lot of insights, and I'm not seeing enough women. I'm not seeing enough young people, and I'm not seeing enough immigrants in the management and in these companies in Finland. And I think that's a threat for Finland, a threat for these companies. That's why I do these events on a voluntary basis, because I want to see, more women, more diversity, more young people, more immigrants in Finnish companies. So I do pro bono for these. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So this is my child. Could you put on my presentation? Here's my child. He's Finland's little prince. His name is Niklas Pukki. Nicholas Claus. And it's the story of when he was 19 years old, 300 years ago. He had an entrepreneurial dream, but unfortunately, like a lot of our dreams for becoming something else when we grow up, he was from a city, and this is a nice quote that I like to quote from, is that, we know what we are today, but we do not know what we may be. And this is the framework that I've used in the Finnish Miracle, which has done well in this country. But this is a framework for children. And it's a really cool place that he starts from. It's called status quo. Status quo. Who has been in status quo in their companies or their organizations? It's a place where nothing ever changes, And we see this in so many companies. And the paradox is, by introducing diversity, we're able to break the status quo. I remember being a young consultant after business school, and the senior consultant in our firm went to pitch something very exciting in technology to the board of Kesko in 1997. And it was a great presentation. It was a presentation about something called the Internet. And they were listening, and then at the end, the chairman of the board says, "That is very interesting. But now, how do we make sure this never comes to Finland?" But this is a true story. It's a true story. And diverse people break the status quo. Diverse people, diverse teams break the status quo and bring us further. In the company where I was a director of development at Veikkaus, we had a very diverse leader. He was a former communist kid turned diplomi-insinööri, a music background, wonderful guy, He was in the 1970s, peace and love kind of guy. A really diverse, open-minded chap, right? And he decided, we'll be the first in Finland to go onto the Internet. And the first, actually, in the world to go into the Internet. And today, Veikkaus is actually the biggest Internet shop in the country with 800 million in turnover, because we started early. We started early going to a place called Openness Village. These are cool in Finnish. In the Finnish version, it's I think I created a new Finnish term. Status quo in Finnish is jumilompolo. What do you think? Isn't it cool? I like it. Yeah, jumilompolo. And my speeches are called Pako jumilompolosta. And the first step is Openness Village. This is a really cool term. I have a great friend, a former copywriter. He's called J. Karjalainen. He's a good friend of mine. He's great at copywriting. And this place is called Avarala. Avarala. Openness Village. Isn't it a beautiful place? And that's the openness that we talked about today, about bringing everybody on board in an open discussion, a transparency, diversity. These things are the things that add value to our businesses in a sustainable way. And I was very impressed by a lot of the openness between colleagues and the willing to help women and others to integrate the workforce, because we are all richer for it in the long term. Avarala is definitely a place that was talked about today. This next place is called Trial Village. This is a pretty cool place. It's called, in Finnish, it's called Valkylä. It's a cool place, that too. This is the place of trial and error. You know, the trial and error that we talked about during the panel discussion today. This is something that we really need to develop in Finland, is a healthier relationship to our trials and to our errors. You know, this ken kuusen kurkutaiset kata ja kapsahtaa. You know, that culture that is gone. I'm not convinced, as some of our panelists seem to suggest, that this is completely gone from Finland. But we need to work at understanding that our mistakes are, stepping stones towards our success. And to be honest, I think that a lot of my female colleagues are even stricter with this. Failure seems to be more stressful for my female colleagues. Personal experience, no research on this one. But that's the beauty of business, is that we try things together, we fail together, and then we succeed together on the long term. And that's so important. Then this really cool thing, effort village. This is really important, and it's an equation that I use a lot. And in this equation, you have the time you invest in things, but more importantly, it is the working intelligence and the working culture that makes a difference. I could talk about this for a long time, but what's interesting here, what you create a network between women, a network between people who think alike, that creates trust that we talked about. That we heard from both of our keynotes this morning. Trust is huge. Who are the hardest working Europeans? Who knows that? Sorry? The Greeks, yes! And they're in deep shit, aren't they? Yes, but we shouldn't laugh too hard, because when I came to Finland in 1992, the country looked very Greek. The banks were failing. There were 20% unemployment where I was in central Finland. So, we all get a turn in history. But the point is, it's not the amount of work you do, it's the intelligence, but especially the culture. And, there's one really cool thing about Finnish culture and Finnish networks that is overwhelmingly powerful in triggering change, in bringing about change. Do you know what this is? What is the work culture quality of Finnish people, Finnish women especially, that is an ultimate driver of efficiency in companies? Any ideas? And we talked about it today. Yes. It's trust, and you know how much this is. It's really funny. I do this every time, and I want to just check with you guys, and it's so fun to do this. All right. Don't touch it right now. Very cool. I love doing this to Finnish audiences. It's so funny. If this happens in Finland, the percentage of population that believes it'll come back to me if a police officer or somebody finds your wallet. What is it? 0. I'm looking for figures between a 0 and 100. 99 is a very good guess. The right answer is 97 if a police officer finds it. But then it goes way down if it's somebody who finds it. Then it goes down to 94%. And in both cases, Finns are number one in the world. And why is this important? Because when you read, work sociologists such as Francis Fukuyama telling you that, in organizations where the trust index is high, everything happens faster, with greater certainty, and ultimately cheaper than in other organizations. In networks, the trust factor is huge in developing efficiencies and developing better companies and better tech companies. So yes, absolutely. Whatever you can invest in that, and we saw it today in Stephanie's presentation, very, very big factor. But then there's this. It's called Bravery Village, and in Finnish, of course, it's called Sisula. Of course, Sisula. And Sisula is a very important place, and it has a lot to do with motivation. Motivation that we know comes mostly, as Pia mentioned in her presentation, motivation comes from basically three things. I call them the 3 C's of motivation. It's, choice, competence, and community. These are the 3 things that motivate you the most to really go out there and do your most over the long term. But the Sisu thing, I don't really understand anything about Sisu. I just whenever I wake up in the morning that my wife from Savo gets up a little bit late, I see that she transforms into something completely different. It's like, Manit! Lapset! Mies! Aupari! Syömään! Autoon! Kouluun! Nyt! Boom, boom, boom! I'm there, rookie ver, baby. Rookie ver. It's only breakfast, okay? Take it easy. But it's this unbelievable power. This Havuja perkele! This unbelievable women. That have. It's not very stylish. I'll give you that. But it's unbelievable power to get things done. And you're gonna have to do this. This havuja perkele once in a while in your organization to get forward, to get beyond the 16%, 22%, now 26% that we've seen in some companies in female leadership. You're going to have to try to break those barriers. It's going to hurt a little bit. You're going to break, some eggs sometimes. But I think that these eggs are worth breaking. I've got a little bit of a Sisu test for you. Are you Sisukaita? Are you really ready for more women in tech? Okay, here is your test. Why don't you stand up? It's been a long day. Stand up. This is a very, very hard test for Finnish women. I know it's very, very hard. But I trust you can do this. Take a deep breath. It's been a long day. Inside and out. And then one more time. Okay, now do something to really symbolize your collaboration. Remember, there's a special place in hell for women that don't help each other. So in a symbol of, collaboration, take your colleagues by their shoulders like this. And look at me and make a chain, right? Like a chain. Yeah, that's a powerful collaboration, high trust chain, right? Okay, and try to work it so you can go from right and to left. Oh, look at one big female team working together, looking fantastic, okay? But that's the easy part of your task. Are you ready for the hard part? All right. Your hard part, oh, by the way, remember her? She's a great lady, Eleanor Roosevelt, who says, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And this is a man who said, you're doing great. Oscar Wilde, who said, be yourself. Everybody else is taken. These are great. And this is the book, Become a Friend. But this is your task. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And your task is this. Oops. Oh, no. Oh, no. Could you bring it back up for me? This is your... Back to the last one, and then yes. Oh, sorry, we're getting technical problems here. And here, ready? 1, 2, 3. We are the champions, my friends. Ba 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 ba. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Ba ba ba. We are the champions. We are the champions, no time for losers, because we are the champions of the world. You are women champions! Yeah! Yeah! All right. And now, ladies, to reward you for your sisu, we have selected 4 of the most handsome men from the Polytech choir to entertain you. Please give them a very warm welcome. Gentlemen!
Love, exciting and new, from aboard, we're expecting you, and love, life's greatest reward, let it flow, it flows back to you. The love boat soon will be making another run. The love boat promises something for everyone. Set a course for adventure, your mind on a new romance. Love won't hurt anymore. It's an open sky on a friendly shore. The love boat soon will be making another run. Won't hurt anymore. It's an open sky on a friendly shore. It's love, it's love, it's Yeah, the mood is already like those gooseberries, and put deep in that mood. You can go to soon go to a bar, get something good.
Viimeisenä kappaleena me laulamme siitä, mitä TK-mies oikeasti pitää suuremmassa laulussa.
Vilja viinaa haistetaan, vilja viinaa siitä ryypyn saa. Vilja viinaa lauletaan, sillä kaukaiset aarteet ne aukaistaan. Vilja viinaa haistetaan, vilja viinaa siitä ryypyn saa. Vilja viinaa trallalaa, sillä kaukaiset aarteet ne aukaistaan. Leijonaa toisen meille saulla suostuttaa, kosken korvaa laulaa viina. Kuinka on, jos niin vakavasti sinistä, onko tasavalla apaa? Metsästä ja taas, tervehdys kirjoittaa. Vilja viinaa maistetaan, vilja viinaa siitä ryypyn saa. Vilja viinaa rallaa, sillä äänemme myös meidät aukaistaan. Absolut.
The Farmington Choir Quartet, give them a big hand! Woo! Ah, come on! Fantastic! Who needs a drink? I thought, yeah, so do I. Should we have a drink? How about we go to the Panorama restaurant? When you're out of here, then we're going to be told where to go. It's downstairs for some drinks. Who's coming? And then there are 2,000 men waiting for you. Later today, and you get a free pass to the entertainment. Thank you for the wonderful day. Take care. Yes.